Welcome to a new session, and in this session we are going to see how to use the Network Address Translation Gateway or NAT Gateway. That is the Network Address Translation Gateway. Okay, so there are two types of NAT devices that are available for us on the AWS cloud. One is the NAT gateway and another one is the NAT instances. So when we are expecting a large amount of data to be traversed, then we'll be deploying the NAT instances. However, for minimal communications, we'll use the NAT gateway. Alright, so let's first check out with the NAT gateway. So what is the purpose of the NAT gateway? We want to allow the secure server. Alright, so from the custom VPC, we know that what we did was we set up two instances, one instance within the public subnet, one instance within the private subnet. The private subnet can be reached only from the instances within the public subnet. And if the instance within the private subnet wants to communicate to the outside world, there is no route for it to do that. So how am I going to overcome this issue? Let's say I have a situation where I want to go ahead and install a package on the secure server, or let's say I want to go and test some connectivity, or I want to fetch a package, I want to download a package. So let's say if there is a communication to the outside world that's required from the secondary instance or the secure instance, how am I going to achieve that? So for the purpose of that is what we have the Network Address Translation Gateway. Alright, so we have click on NAT gateways. So we have two of them deleted already, so we don't have to look into that. So click on create NAT gateway. But before doing that, let's test what's the status here. Okay, so this is our instance, our secure instance. Alright. Okay, let me try to simply install the HTTPD. Let's see what's happening here. So it will keep on breaking, it will keep connection timeout error is what you'll be getting consistently. So yeah, don't worry, this will say like this, but if I give yes, it will still fail. Okay, it needs one package to be downloaded at the same, but it will keep trying and failing only. Okay, alright, so how am I going to overcome this issue? So the first step is setting up a NAT gateway. So I'll call this as custom NAT gateway. Okay, and I'll put it in the, remember we have to place this in the public subnet. Why? The NAT gateway needs to have a public IP address. Okay, I'll put it in the public subnet. Connectivity type is public, and the NAT gateways need a elastic IP. Remember, elastic IPs are charged. Alright, this is not a free service, a free tier. These are not ephemeral IPs. These are static IPs. So I don't have any elastic IP already in my environment. So if you have any from your environment which is freely sitting there, you can use it. Otherwise, go ahead and create a new elastic IP. So I have a new elastic IP associated with this account, and it got assigned to the NAT gateway, and that's about it. So create a NAT gateway. Well, the status is showing pending. We come back to the NAT gateways here. So this is the one that is getting created for us. So it should show the elastic IP address associated with it in a bit. Give it some time there. These are older ones, so we don't have to worry about them. So this is the one that we are working with. Meanwhile, let's just have a look at the elastic IPs also. So we have one public IP created. Okay, it hasn't been associated with any instance at the moment. Just give it some time there. These are usually instantaneous, alright, but for some reason it is getting delayed now. Let me pause the video for a bit, and once the Elastic IP is assigned to this NAT gateway, let's continue there. Alright, so now it has been assigned with the Elastic IP address here, the custom NAT gateway which we created. Alright, so the new Elastic IP which we allocated is got assigned to this NAT gateway. Good. Now the next step is we have to go to the route table. Okay, so we have to make the instances aware of how to reach to the outside world, right? So we want to make the private instances to talk to the outside world. So what we have to do, we have to edit the route table of the private subnet. Okay, so now we need to edit the routes, and let's add a route. So we want to have communication to the outside world, and let's go and check out the NAT gateway. So we should be listed with all the NAT gateways available, and it is showing the older ones also. So the new one is EFC6F4. I just want to make sure that I'm selecting the right one. So that's the one. And let me save the changes. And once that is done, it should be showing me as active. Alright. So the next step is, let me go back to the instance, and let me now try to run yum install httpd again. Well, it was completely smooth. I'm not going to be doing that now. I just come out, but let me run the yum update -y command and update the OS. So it says no packages marked for update, and it is working correctly. So that's how you work with that's how you set up the NAT gateway. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next session.